I'm Storm Team 8 meteorologist Matt Kirkwood with the latest snow conditions report, and heading into this weekend, some of the best reports that I've seen, especially for the snowmobile trails out there. We had a system snow earlier in the week to lay down the foundation on the top of what was already out there, and then lake effect on the back side of it. So an excellent weekend. My advice, though, if you're a snowmobiler, head out as soon as you can. Very warm temperatures heading our way, and it's not just going to be in southern lower Michigan. It's going to be all the way spreading across UP with highs well above freezing both Saturday and also Sunday. So any trails exposed to the sun, keep in mind we're about 2 months beyond the winter solstice, almost on the dot. So that sun angle is getting higher. Those trails will break down quickly along with all the traffic. So get out there as soon as you can. Okay, here's the latest visible satellite loop. Actually, February 19th, not the latest, but it's kind of a cool looking shot, and we'll be able to see more of these into the weekend with clear skies expected. So this is really cool. You can see all the snow out there and actually the lack of ice here across the Great Lakes. Why the lack of ice? Well, it's because we've been so mild the past couple months, running a little over 6 degrees above average, and you can see that warmth has really been pronounced from the Great Lakes southward. So not a good snow year per se in the eastern half of the United States. I'm sure there's a few of you not complaining about that, and not complaining about how much you've had to shovel, because we're running a fairly substantial deficit, close to 14 inches in Grand Rapids, almost 30 inches in Muskegon, and that's going to continue as we head into a dry weekend. Now, what snow is out there is pretty impressive, especially up to the north. 94% of the state covered with snow, and again, most of it north. Heading into this weekend, you could see all of this right here from central, southern, lower Michigan. Bye-bye. It's going to be gone with temperatures really warm. Up to the north, we're not going to melt it all, but we'll put a dent in it for sure up across northern, lower Michigan. But very impressive, even the Gaylord area over towards Houghton Lake, 14 inches of snow, and actually Gaylord 18 inches. East Jordan, 21 inches of snow. That's some good stuff. And up around Lake Superior shoreline, ranging from 30 to 50 inches of snow depth. So excellent if you want to take advantage of it. Temperatures, as I mentioned, they look mild. This is Saturday's high temperatures. You can see the wind is going to be out of the southwest. So on the lee side of Lake Michigan, you'll be able to notice that 30s are expected for highs, with 40s further inland, and even some 40s in the central and western parts of the UP. The whole state will be in the 40s for Sunday. Obviously, that's going to eat up the snow, and even some 50s possible south and east of Grand Rapids, Detroit, and Ann Arbor area, and all over towards Flint. Why? Pacific air taking hold. Once again, all that Arctic air is going to go well up towards the poles, and that Pacific air is going to dominate the weather pattern, not just this weekend, but even as we head into next week. Eventually, it looks like a midweek storm system could replenish at least some of the snow. You can see it does get colder in the extended temperature trend. These are high temperatures, so we'll actually go from well above average to below average by the end of next week. At least that's what it looks like, and that could carry over a little bit into March as well. Latest 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, February 28th through March 5th. You can see almost a reversal of what the weather pattern has been, or at least the temperature pattern has been for much of the winter, with colder than average temperatures across the eastern half of the United States instead of warmer, and kind of a dry pattern through that time period. So whatever snow we get, well, we'll be lucky. So with that being said, I did take a look at the 10-day snow forecast on the GFS model, and whenever you see something like this, it's a storm. And anytime you're talking about storms in a 10-day span, they can vary. But at least the prospect that maybe some accumulating snow is out there. This would be pretty impressive. European model is not as impressive, but also it indicates at least a chance of a snowstorm or a snow event within the next 10 days. It just isn't as robust as the GFS model. Okay, temperature anomalies as we go from the 7th of March to the 14th. I wanted to show you this because it looks like cold air is going to pretty much dominate at least the first week, maybe 2 weeks of March. Of course, we thought that may be the case for much of winter. That wasn't the case, but it does look colder than average when you look at some of the forecast models. Here's the latest outlook for March from the Climate Prediction Center. It does have the eastern half of the United States, at least the bulk of it, with a potential of below average temperatures kind of centered around the south and east, and that would be a huge change compared to what we had for much of the winter. Again, get out there, take advantage of the snow as quickly as you can. Skiers, you should be off fine, although it's going to get a little mushy later on Saturday and into the weekend. So take advantage of it, have fun, and be safe.